Hey guys! For those of you who don't know me, my name is Catherine and I am a law student here in New York City. Today I'm here to talk about blockchain technology, what exactly it is, what it can be used for, and why should we care about it. So the simplest way to explain this is that blockchain technology is a data structure on which data and transactions can be stored. And the main appeal of this technology is that anything that is stored on a blockchain is nearly impossible to hack or to go back and change. So now I'm going to try and explain the very basics of the data structure in very simple terms. So let's imagine this line of starburst as a block within the blockchain, right? And let's imagine the block that comes after it as the stick of lifesavers, right? So right off the bat, you see where blockchain gets its name from, right? Every single block of data is built on the next block and thereby forming a chain. So a blockchain is just really a chain of different blocks that contain different transactions and data. Now, if you have as bad of a sweet tooth as I do, you know that every stick of starburst goes red, pink, yellow, orange, and so on. And the last one always ends with an orange, right? So if we imagine this as a block, and this is the next block that comes after it, the first one that this would begin with, the lifesaver would begin with, would be an orange. Because essentially in blockchain terms, every block is verified by a piece of data that's in the previous block. So if this goes a certain order and the last one ends with orange, and the way that this would be validated is if this also began with an orange. Now let's put this aside for a second and explain why it is that you can't go and change up anything in here. So every single candy represents one transaction. If I go ahead, right, and I take the pink one, for example, and I say, I want to change this into a green starburst. I'm going to change the data in here. First of all, there is no green starburst. Secondly, by going back and changing the color, this is no longer Starburst Original. I have made this into something totally different. I've made this into Starburst Tropical, right? And if the lifesaver that comes after it is dependent on the characteristics in here entirely, and this is not even what the lifesaver know it as, then this is then invalidated, right? Lifesaver's gonna look at the starburst and be like, I thought this was the original, right? Now you're all like tropical on me. This is wrong. I'm just not gonna acknowledge this as right anymore. So hopefully that was helpful in understanding why, first of all, why blockchains are called blockchains, and secondly, why data stored in it is so hard to modify. There are, by the way, other characteristics of a blockchain that makes the data so secure, and I'll go into those other characteristics in later videos, but the one that I just explained is kind of the main characteristic of a blockchain data structure. Now imagine the following scenarios. Imagine walking into Chipotle, for example, and never worry about food poisoning because food safety is guaranteed. If you work in finance, you understand how long sometimes post-trade settlements can be when you're dealing with derivatives or corporate loans. Imagine that settlement period being 10 minutes instead of 10 days. Landing in an airport at a foreign country, and instead of standing in line for an hour to go through border security, you can just walk through sensors that will recognize your face or your voice. Donating to a charity and knowing for certainty that the money will go exactly where you want it to go. And if any of these all sound too good to be true, these are realities that blockchain technology can make happen. So currently, much of the discussion around blockchain technology is framed through Bitcoins, right? And if you spend any amount of time on the internet, I'm sure you have all heard of Bitcoins, or maybe you have friends who are investing in Bitcoins. But blockchain application is so much more beyond than just digital currency or payment systems. And this is why I think it's important that everyone should learn about it. You know, with me, I'm doing the learning process as well myself, and as a student I understand that sometimes the best way to learn is to be able to explain. So I hope you guys can just join me on this. I'll be posting videos every week talking about various aspects of blockchain technology.